Hello all. So in this video we are discussing a case prompt from the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, Department of Humanities. Here the deliverable was not a PPT or PDF. They wanted the case prompt required a word document. 3 questions are asked at the end and we need to answer them in a word limit of 1000 words per question. Okay, so case marathon 2.0, a synergy of unrivaled diplomacy and strategic engagement. It is a pretty long one, so yes, the video will take time. This is regarding the instructions, guidelines for the case. We'll start here. So 3 countries are provided, and the diplomatic issues, how to resolve them, all those were the deliverables. Okay, so first one, country A, Brisklin. All these are hypothetical, okay, imaginative. Yeah. So Brisklin, also known as the Republic of Brisklin, is a distinctly structured region wherein citizens are driven by a pluralistic approach. Adjoined by sequentially powerful nations, this country has managed to fare well in the global market, including human resource management and enrichment. The medium of exchange is GRAT, which it also uses for dealing with global supply chains across different nations. The geographical extent of its land covers a whopping area of 5.66 million square kilometers. The country is brimming with natural resources, which also makes it one of the topmost metal exporters in the world. Next is culture and ethnicity of Brisklin. A mosaic of traditions and cultures, Brisklin's legacy has been an illustrious one. Sikhism, Vernism, Satoism, and Yozak are among the prominent ethnicities in the region. It allows and recognizes multiple nationalities while also ensuring the protection of its sovereignty. Despite such heterogeneity, the citizens are deemed to be loyal to the law of land. Next is economy and fiscal framework of Brisklin. Brisklin is a mineral-rich nation that justifies a stable economy. The Republic of Brisklin holds a massive population of approximately 1,000 million. The government strives to upkeep stability by ensuring peace and mutually beneficial alliance with the proximate countries by and large. The fiscal parity figures, which highlight the growth and decline in the performance of the Brisklinian market, indicate its economic status over time. As per the last quarter, the fiscal parity figures have been estimated to be 4.8%, which have indicated shrinkflation levels at a large margin. The face of shrinkflation is gradually shifting to the face of inflation, wherein GRAT is supposedly devalued in the global sphere. So, as we said, GRAT is the currency, again an imaginative currency. So, when you prepare the PDF document answers, you must not mistake any of these terminologies, the ethnicity, then the name of the currency and everything. Okay, and shrinkflation, you know what that is. The practice of reducing a product's amount or volume per unit while continuing to offer it at the same price. Shrinkflation occurs when companies keep their prices the same but give you less of their products. Okay, so the face of shrinkflation here is gradually shifting to the face of inflation. Prices will be high, products will be less. Wherein GRAT is supposedly devalued in the global sphere. The money supply has consequently increased and weather conditions have subsequently added to the adversaries. To counter these economic challenges, the government has initiated foreign collaboration and strategic exchanges to amplify trade and investment and gauge better returns. In order to stabilize income, buying power, and credit availability, a number of stimulus packages have been extended to the economic sectors and segments that have been severely impacted during the unprecedented worldwide COVID-19 epidemic followed by the lockdown. Furthermore, to integrate on cultural and economic terms, strategic partnerships have been established, especially with the neighboring countries, to bridge the gap and promote cooperation and dialogue. Next is foreign ties and diplomacy of Brooklyn. The country covers an elephantine scope of trade, cultural exchange, upgradation of the service sector, human resource developments, technology and regional tie-ups, and has carved a niche of itself on diplomatic terms. It has established a conducive geopolitical bond with mega power nations like Linton, Airbus, and Xi'an, who are either among the world's leading manufacturers and defense specialists or uphold a state of the art economy. Evidently, it has been observed that USA, a global North nation, has posed direct threat on several grounds over the years. This becomes an imperative factor for Brooklyn to combat immediate threats from countries whose spontaneous foreign policy strategies have created security issues, trade embargoes, and global market challenges. Over the years, OZA had contributed fairly well in the global market, backed by intelligent technological developments, scaling trade surplus ratio, communication network resources, labor capital, and a dedicated energy hub, thus in return generating better direct investments and earning profit. Amidst the frequent socio-economic deterrence from OZA, Brooklyn is dedicated in the efforts to maintain amicable terms with developed nations by culturally and economically integrating the global sphere, which in turn will preserve its national interest and territorial sovereignty. Moreover, the country aims to escalate diplomatic engagements through treaties, economic exchanges, human development, memorandum of understandings, agreements, ethnic endorsements, etc. with adjoining neighbors and turn them into allies to combat the closest enemy with due effect. So that's all on Brooklyn. Next is country B, Armanzi. Armanzi, also known as the Federal Republic of Armanzi, is rich in energy generation and physiographic magnificence. The official means of exchange of goods and services is Calvet. Through persistent efforts and global integration, the country has managed to sustainably progress with time. Culture and ethnicity, Armanzi possesses a vivid culture and picturesque scenic attractions within its territorial boundaries. Dahalism and Foncism are widely preached here in the majority. The endogamous blend of tradition, dance, food, and clothing makes this country a fulfilling tourist destination for people across the globe. Apart from the common roots of shared rituals, the country also glorifies adventure sports, which adds up to its quintessential charm. Economy, Armanzi, despite being a cultural magnet, faces multidimensional setbacks, which include infertile land, infrastructure deficits, agricultural bottlenecks, financial bondage, and political vulnerability. Again, OZA comes here. OZA, a strategic partner of Armanzi, has upheld multifaceted bilateral relations via cultural integration, diplomatic linkages, and infrastructural development. Their collaboration on geopolitical and strategic terms has been immense. Sea route sanctions, cross border transportation, industrialization, health, and sanitation are some major areas in which significant progress has been made as of now. On the other hand, Bresklen has been in the foreground of maintaining cordial and cooperative diplomatic relationships through trade and discourse. The incessant efforts have enlisted Bresklen as the largest trading partner of Armanzi. As of 2023, 20% of commercial trade, 13% of service trade, and 8.3% of foreign investments has been fetched by Armanzi through Bresklen. In hindsight, USA is also aiming to invest constructively on financial and technological grounds, backed with sapient soft power tactics. Foreign and diplomacy. Armanzi has an immense geothermal potential which has proved to be propitious for its economic growth and development. This has in turn acted as a means to fill up the void for infrastructure and trade with its adjoining nations and beyond. Over the years, Armanzi has witnessed land-related fallout with Bresklen despite the naturalistic convergence. As a result, insurgencies, fault in cross-border agreements, and cultural disintegration are some inadvertent challenges in Bresklen-Armanzi bilateral relations. However, since the economy toppled in order to stabilize the market and meet the soaring domestic demand, the government of Armanzi seeked the Bresklen market and associated superpower nations to rope in finished goods and create an equilibrium. Several discourse mechanisms have been channelized to maintain a calibrated route of exchange and gradually heal the trade deficit. OZA, its strategic partner, had diplomatically tried to rope in financial deals and infrastructural accords through the means of bilateral cooperation. From ethnic involvement, procurement of sovereignty, and socio-economic development, the former's contribution has been countable. Now, FUMA, country C. So including OZA, we have 4 countries. Okay. Other than that, if we specifically mean focusing, there are 3 countries: Bresklen, Armanzi, and FUMA. An anthropologically rich nation delved into the knots of multiculturalism and regional cooperation. It is a small region with simplistic terrain and fertile land. The officially circulated currency and means to access goods and services is Jivan. A down-to-earth blend of flora and fauna adds up to the aesthetics of the country. Culture and ethnicity. Heritage and FUMA are synonymous with each other. It traces a spectrum of cultural patterns commencing from architecture to food and clothing to folk art and tribal dance and music. Moldo is a widely spoken language which is supposedly the official means of written and oral communication among the masses. People from the Quant faith, a part of the demography, form the majority. Economy and dwindling challenges. The Democratic Republic of FUMA once was touted to be one of the strongest economies in the Kotakian region. However, things have toppled in the current years. FUMA's economy is battling chronic challenges, as quoted in a current report by Global Fiscal Foundation. The foreign reserves of the country are at stake. Economic stagnation and fragile democratic framework are drifting the nation into a phase of isolation in global politics. Some of the core issues include inflation, dangling forex reserves, dip in exports, low remittances, energy shortages, poor water management, unemployment, and supply and devaluation of currency in the world market, further leading to a budgetary deficit. This may cause the country to hit rock bottom after a decade. Exports fell significantly from 22% to 4.28% in the past few quarters. Inflow of remittances have reduced and the fashion industry witnessed a 22% decline year-on-year basis. The country's economy has been facing a downtrend due to an inflexible export doctrine, high import demands for development, persistent trade imbalances, dwindling foreign aid, and aggravating debt burden. Amidst the strategic interventions, according to the Amelioration Index, the primary issues confronting the country are illicit smuggling, drug and narcotics addiction, inflation, and reduced healthcare system and affordability. Now coming to the foreign ties and diplomacy of FUMA. The government of FUMA aims to redress the civilizational and economic needs of the nation via equitable distribution of resources and opportunities. To mend the garbled structure, decreasing power supplies, and low global market purchasing parity, the government is approaching for meticulous collaborations, treaties, and strategic partnership to ramp up its stance in the global markets. Thus, combining the three elements of dialogue, trade, and sustainability, the government is seeking to explore fresher avenues and solve its socio-economic conundrum. Now, Brisklin, Nermancy, FUMA, OZA, strategic trade symbiosis. Brisklin and OZA are often seen in a race to diversify their supply channel at global level. Trade is one of the most crucial determinants of research, development, and innovation. Furthermore, it also helps in reaching out to a larger audience to procure better returns and ensure a considerable degree of economic welfare. Hermancy, on the other hand, has been dedicatedly working its way through socio-economic convergence with countries across the world. The resource-rich nation caught an eye on the naturalistic shortfall of energy faced from FUMA due to an adverse climate change concern and ferocious heat waves. The demand for mineral and energy resources is immense and urgent. As a result, Hermancy proposed to offer the latter and create a dichotomy of convergence wherein they could roll in profits and also conjoin bilateral terms for diplomatic stability. The government of Hermancy aims to create a trade interlinkage via OZA and Brisklin to deliver adequate supplies to FUMA. As per the proposal, Hermancy will copiously source out 5% share of its actual produce to FUMA, which will reciprocate in foreign inflows and gains. This can thereby be invested to reform the burning market problems faced by Hermancy both at domestic and global levels. A massive chunk of Brisklin's land area, 300 square feet, will be involved for the supply as per the media reports. The designated trade lines will bolster connectivity between the distant nations and also hints a possibility of tactical collaborative growth and development. Problem statements. The first one, the trade route between the four subsidiaries will be a milestone engagement setting a benchmark for nations across the globe. However, with time and wavering political inclinations, the diplomatic contention between the trade partners is evident since the export passages will involve connectivity of Brisklin's major land area and open access to OZA. Access to OZA has to be made on stipulated grounds. Enumerate the strategic approaches that Brisklin can adopt to surpass the security dilemma amidst the symbiosis. Okay. Second question, the diplomatic, socio-economic and political fabric of Hermancy and FUMA is evolving at a constructive pace, especially seeking the unrivaled proximity of OZA with Hermancy on the grounds of trade and social influence. How can it affect the trade symbiosis between the nations? What calibrated policies could be adopted to endorse transparency, coherency, and credibility on the verge of this trade agreement? Third, analyze the present prospects and future roadmap which could be adopted by FUMA to sail through the trade tie-up. So that's it, we are done here. Practice these questions. Soon I'll be uploading the solution as well. Happy learning.